Hi guys, today we're going to be making a new Scratch project. In this project, we're going to get the knowledge of what the habitats of a few animals are. So the first step is going to be that you have to get these sprites. Just download each of these from the internet and save it. Then click on this to upload sprite from a file. Then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go to stage, go to backdrops, and you're supposed to get like a boring white background. Then you're gonna have to get a lion in a jungle background, a camel in a desert background, a parrot in a tree background, and a fish in water background. And you're also supposed to get a thank you background. You can download 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 these backdrops from the internet. The rest of them, this backdrop you'll get automatically. Okay, so let's start. So we're gonna go to scripts first, and we're going to go and take events. When green flag clicked, then show. After that, you're supposed to go to sensing, ask what's your name, but instead of what's your name, we're gonna ask what is a lion's habitat? After you've done that, you're supposed to go to control, get a if then else block. In the previous videos I told you what it is, so I assume you know. Then take dash is equals to dash, go to sensing, take the answer block under the ask what's your name block, and if answer is equals to a jungle, then go to looks, say hello for 2 seconds, but instead of hello, we're gonna say correct. Then we're supposed to go to events, broadcast message 1, but instead of message 1, we're going to make a new message. The name of this new message is going to be jungle. Then hit OK. Then what we're supposed to do is we're going to go to looks and take hide. Then what we're going to do, take looks and take another hello for 2 seconds, but instead of hello, we're going to write better luck next time. Then go to event, broadcast jungle, but instead of jungle, we're going to make a new message. The name of this new message is going to be camel. Press OK, and then go to looks and hide. We have to do this for every sprite over here, but who would do that? There's a much easier way. If you want to copy a script, all you have to do is drag that script and put it into this place you want it, like you see here. But there's one more thing. You have to go to events, take when this clicked, go to looks, and say hide. Now what we're going to do, instead of this when this clicked, we're going to go when I receive camel. Don't change it, because we need it like that. Now what we're going to do, instead of a lion's habitat, it's going to be a camel's habitat. If the answer is equals to desert, then say correct for 2 seconds. There's something I forgot to tell you, and that is, don't keep this 2 seconds, make it 3 seconds. Do the same for the lion one, I forgot to do it. There. Now what we're gonna do is that we're going to change this broadcast jungle into a new message. And I'm going to name that message into desert. Hit OK. And then broadcast. We're going to make a new message. It's going to be called parrot. Hit OK. Now we've done this part. We're going to copy these scripts to the parrot too. Now there, instead of camel, we're going to make the message into parrot when I receive parrot. Then instead of camel, we're going to change it into parrot's habitat. Now if the answer is equals to tree, then say correct for 2 seconds. Then broadcast. Then you're supposed to broadcast tree. We're going to make a new message. It's going to be called tree. Hit OK. Then what we're going to do is that we're going to change this parrot into a new message, and we're going to call it fish, not dish. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go and copy these scripts to the fish. There. Now when I receive fish, ask what is a parrot's name, but instead of parrot, we're going to change it into a fish's habitat. If the answer is equals to water, then say correct for 2 seconds. Then broadcast, make a new message and name it water. Hit OK. And then after that, change this broadcast and make a new message and name it lion. Hit OK. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the scripts for the backdrops. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take this when I receive camel. But instead of camel, we're going to change it into jungle. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to go to looks, switch backdrop to thank you, but instead of thank you, we're going to change it into lion. I've made some unique names, you could say, but you should make it accordingly. Like I've made lion B, camel B, 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 B. You can make it accordingly. Switch backdrop to lion B. Then what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to go to control. Wait 1 second, but instead of 1 second, we're going to change it into 3 seconds. We're going to go to events, broadcast camel. And then we're going to go to looks. And we're going to go switch backdrop to thank you. But instead of thank you, we're going to make it to backdrop 1. The backdrop 1 is the boring, white background. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go and make a new one. We're going to go to events when I receive camel. But instead of camel, we're going to make it into tree. And then we're going to go to looks and switch backdrop to thank you. But instead of thank you, we're going to make it into parrot, the parrot background, or whichever one you made into the parrot. I think I'm just going to change this backdrop into white again. It's annoying. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to control. Wait 1 second, but instead of 1 second, we're going to make it into 3 seconds. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to events, broadcast camel, but instead of camel, it's going to be the fish. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to looks, switch backdrop to thank you. But instead of thank you, we're going to change it into boring white, which is background 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to events. When I receive camel. But instead of camel, it's going to be desert. When I receive desert, go to looks, switch backdrop to thank you. But instead of thank you, it's going to be camel, BBB, or the one with the camel. Then we're going to go to control. Wait 1 second, but instead of 1 second, it's going to be 3 seconds. Then we're going to go to events, broadcast camel, but instead of camel, it's going to be parrot. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to looks, switch backdrop to thank you, but instead of thank you, it's going to be the boring white one, which is backdrop 1. Now we're going to go to events, when I receive camel, but instead of camel, it's going to be when I receive we're going to change it to water. We're going to go to looks, switch backdrop to thank you, but instead of thank you, it's going to be switch backdrop to fish habitat. The fish one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to control. Wait 1 second, but instead of 1 second, it's going to be 3 seconds. I'll just move this a little higher. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to go to events, broadcast camel, but instead of camel, we're going to make a new message. It's going to be called end. Press OK, then go down and go to events. When I receive camel, but instead of camel, it's going to be when I receive end. When I receive end, we're going to go to looks, switch backdrop to thank you. Now there's one last thing. I'm going to go to when green flag clicked, switch backdrop to the boring white one, which is backdrop 1. Okay, now let's go and see what our results are. Let me full screen it. Press green flag. What is a lion's habitat? Jungle. Correct? What is a camel's habitat? A desert. Correct? What is a parrot's habitat? Tree. Correct? Parrot. What's a fish's habitat? Water. Correct? Thank you. Okay, so that's how you make this Scratch project. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. And subscribe it, and don't forget to press the bell beside the subscribe button to get all our latest notifications. Thank you, and bye-bye.